Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So I'll do a follow-up video to this, but had a lot going on. Uh, Thought one of the things I might want to talk about is, uh, you know, well, bird dogging, but also being prepared to make an offer immediately. So I've been a little frustrated. I've got to buy something here pretty quick. I closed that last deal. I guess it's been just about 30 days ago. And so I've got, from that one house, I've got $372,000 that I need to reinvest into something else. And depreciation's to zero on that place, so I'm looking at paying taxes anywhere 20-25%, of $370,000. So, almost $100,000 in taxes. So if I can defer that, I'm going to defer that. And so, I had a storage facility and it's still not done yet. I may make a deal on that. I don't know. But uh, but right now I got nothing. In fact, I've even been going further out. I like to normally buy close in, but I haven't been able to find the commercial property that I really want to do. So what I'm going to do right now is I have some private money lined up that I can borrow. Now I don't need it, but what I want to do is I got to go find a good asset. I'm going to pay cash for it. I'm going to pay nearly cash for it, or half cash for it, or whatever. And then as soon as I close that, then I might borrow a few $100,000 against that, and then I'll use that. Sorry, we got interrupted with a call. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't turn my phone off. Let me turn this phone off so we won't be bothered. Let's see how that works. Yeah, I got do not disturb on. I don't know. I just hope we don't get disturbed again, guys. Sorry about that. So the strategy here, and I did this before. One time I bought a property for like $1.3 million, and I put $1.1 million down on it. And that $1.1 million was from another property that I sold that was with a 1031, exchange. Now what that means is you basically take the profits from that property, or the whole sale price from that property, profits and plus whatever maybe else you put down when you bought the thing. But all the money from that sale goes into the next one that you buy, and I always try to buy up. And so what I had is I had about $1.1 million from that sale, and I bought something that cost $1.3 million, and I put $1.1 million down on it. And the same day that I closed it, I had the bank give me like an $800,000 or $900,000 line of credit against the property. So the day I closed it, I could write a check for $900,000, and but what that allowed me to do is, because it's very frustrating when you're under the pressure of having to identify the properties you want to buy under a 1031 exchange, because what happens is you got to name your properties in 45 days. And like right now, the market's pretty hot. So, me trying to find a deal in 45 days, I mean, it can happen, and I actually think I did it today, but it wasn't like $1 million or $3 million deal. This was only like a good deal on a $200-ish thousand house. So anyways, so I'll show you that video too. I've already made that video, but this is just to talk. In fact, I'm actually making the deal as we sit here right now. I'm waiting for a DocuSign. If you don't know what DocuSign is, that's where they make the contract up and it comes to you, and you click on the link, and then you can digitally sign. Now I also get the Acrobat. I get PDF writers, so people can send me a contract by PDF, and I can go in and open it up, and I can write on the PDF. I can sign it, I can initial it and do all those other things that I need to do, and then I can send it back. But DocuSign is something that if you don't have those tools at hand, you can just kind of click and create your your signatures. And so I'm expecting that any minute. I got jiu-jitsu class here in about an hour, and I said, look, I want to get this thing signed before I go to jiu-jitsu class. But let me tell you how I found this deal today. I'm frustrated. I got to find something. So I go to one of my neighborhoods that I'm interested in, houses, which I didn't really want to buy houses, but I'm not having any luck finding commercial, industrial, and some of the stuff that I want. And I said, okay, I'm going to drive through it all. So I drove through just every single street, and I did it. I found a for sale sign that probably just went up 4 days ago that I hadn't seen. And I mean, I haven't been driving it every day, but I should, and I did today. And It's already on fire. People are trying to buy it. And so now I'm at a level where this is kind of a different strategy I want to get at. I can pay all cash, right? So this is a property that's in that 200,000. They went more, a little more than that. It's a good deal. It's good bones. It's got good foundation. I looked inside. I haven't even been inside the place, and I said I'd take it. Agent couldn't make it there, but I walked around. Nobody's living inside. I immediately identified that it has a federal panel, electric panel, which is trash. It's going to have to be replaced. It's fire hazard. Those panels, they're just notoriously bad. They have bad circuit breakers, and I think 1 out of 4 fails, and so they can burn buildings down quickly, and they're not safe. So, anyways, but I immediately called her. I said I like it. I walked around. I looked inside. I got the square footage, and I said, okay, look, let's make a deal. What's it going to take? Let's close this thing. She said, well, we got other offers come, here, and I said, look. First of all, and I went through and I said, you know this property? She said, yep. I said, I own that. You know this property? Yep, I know that. I said, I own that. I quickly let her know that I own a lot of real estate that she will know and identify in the area, so that she knows that I'm substantial financially. And the reason I'm doing that is, and I said, look, I'll pay cash for this. I said, I want you to write it up. I said, let's get it done. So she said, okay. So she writes it up, and I send over an offer that I think will work, or at least they can counter it. And I'm waiting, and I let her know. I said, look, I'm going to write you a check for the title company, and I'm going to get that done. But I'm still not happy. I hadn't seen what I wanted to see from her yet. So I called her again, and I said, hey, I hadn't seen anything from her. She said, well, they're countering somebody else right now, and I don't think you can. I said, listen, I want that property. I just sent over her screenshots from my app to show her that I have the cash in the bank. I sent her the HUD statement from the property that I just sold that also has another $370,000 in that account, and to let her know, look, I have the cash. I have the cash. It's in your phone. Take a look. I go, don't let your client counter yet. I want her to counter me because I'm gonna close. So I immediately made sure. What I'm doing with her is I'm making sure that this agent, the listing agent, knows that she doesn't know the buyers coming from these other agents like she knows me now. She knows that I own all this stuff. She knows how much money's in my bank account. She knows that I bought several properties in the area. And so this is my way of hey man, hey Truth Seeker, glad you're here. Anyways, this is my way of this is what I told her. I said, look, the reason I go to this much trouble to make you aware of everything that I own and how much cash I got, you don't need a pre-qualification letter. I said, I don't even need 3 days inspection period. All I want to do is have a plumber run a camera down the pipe, make sure that the sewer's not messed up, make sure that what's underneath the house is good. That's all I care about. And I said, we'll close this thing. And I don't even expect anything to be bad. And I go, but the main thing, so I got her to stop on that other deal. I said, let them see my offer first. So I got an offer over there, and I said, look, just bring me a counter and I'll take it if it's within this range. And from what I gather, it's going to be. So I said, just send it over, counter it within that range, I'll take it. And I said, but what I want you to know is that all things being the same between me and all these other offers that have come in, I want you can look the seller in the eye and you can say, look, of all the offers even coming in, even if they're all equal, I know that Tom is going to close. He has the money in the bank, more than enough. He has a record of closing. He owns a lot of property around here. She can honestly say, of all these offers, even if they're all the same, this guy is the one I feel most sure will close the deal. And that's the confidence that I want her to have when she talks to the buyer. And that's kind of what this lesson's about right now. That's it. And I know not everybody has cash, but either way, it's still the same thing. Whether you have all cash or not, you want to eliminate every possible fear. And a lot of that is contingencies. If it's contingent on you selling another property, that's a fear that they probably don't want to deal with. If it's contingent on, you needing 15 days to inspect the place, you're starting to sound a little weak. Some people need 30 days. And I've been there. I've done that. But what I'm telling them is, I don't even need 3 days. I just need to get in and take a look, and we're done. We'll close it in 3 days if we can. So I'm eliminating all the problems, and I identified the federal panel, and I told her, I said, look, this is a problem that you have, this federal thing. I said, but I don't care. I just want you to know, these are the things that are going to pop up to people that are unaware, and they're going to go, whoa, I didn't know about that. They're going to try to rebargain with you, but I'm showing you all the problems up front so that you know that I know about them, and you know that I don't care. It's a way of just establishing trust and letting them know that, oh, good, we're selling to a guy that knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's getting into. Nothing's going to scare him off. So that's pretty much the lesson here. Anybody got any quick questions? I'll take them. My laptop's dead, and I actually got to get that thing up and running here and charged up so I can answer the contract that I anticipate coming in. So anybody doing anything, making any deals? I mean, got to be bird dogging, man. Got to know your neighborhood. Always search and know what values are in your area. As long as you know what properties are, as long as you know the value, you can quickly respond with an offer, because you'll know a good deal when you see one. I emphasize this all the time because it's the most important thing. You don't want to get caught off guard where somebody says, sure, I'll sell it to you $150,000. And you're going, you don't know that accept or not, because you don't know what value is. You don't want to ever be in that position. When somebody says, I'll sell it to you for $100,000 or $150,000, you should know immediately what that property's worth, and then all you got to do the math. You know, if it's worth $200 and they want to sell it to you for $150, then that's probably a good enough deal, right? For a lot of people. For some people, sometimes that's not even a good enough deal for me. But that's what you have to know, is how much money's on the table there for you if you buy it. So that's it. FlipAnythingUSA. I'm going to send some more stuff. I actually was walking around the food trailer park that I've put in. I've got a third trailer now. It's a barbecue. And I'm trying to get 2 more. I want to get a pizza place in there, and maybe some sort of Asian or Indian food. Let's see what he got here. Yeah, do I think a 19-year-old can get started in wholesaling? I mean, of course. I mean, dude, I started when I was 19, and you can get started when you're 18, it doesn't matter. But when you talk about wholesaling, it's not a term I used when I was younger, but I think you're talking about buying cheap and reselling, right? So, yeah, that's what I did. I would look for properties. I'd get the best possible deal I could get, and I'd go either find a partner, or I'd go in the process of finding a partner, so I'd get somebody that has money, and they would just buy me out. Yeah, you say that, but really, not. Dude, I bought a lot of property. When I was 19, I bought a 6,000 square foot building, and I bought it. I was 19. I mean, I had hair down to here. People that sold to me never even met me face to face. Most people aren't going to see you face to face. The main thing, you just have to make sure that you sell yourself to the person. Like I said, like this lesson I'm telling you, you got to make them feel comfortable that you can close the deal. So, you need to find somebody that has money, where if you find a deal, you can go to them. I prefer to find the deal, then go find the money. But if you don't have an uncle that has money, or then probably have an employer. That's who I went to when I needed money. I went to my former employer. He employed me and about 50 people. I thought, well, if anybody's got money, this guy does. He pays me every week. And sure enough, he did. And in that situation, old John Brooks, sadly he's not here anymore, but he was a great guy. And he said, Tommy, he goes, that is a good deal. He goes, but I don't want a partner. And I was like, huh? And he said, how about I just give you 20 grand and I buy it without you? And of course, obviously, awesome. And that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago, really long time ago now. So anyways, more than 30 years ago. So anyways, you just have to get your education, figure out what things are worth, number one. That's what you got to do. There's no shortcut in that. You have to put in the time to know what properties are worth. You have to be interested to call on a sign. How many bedrooms is it? How many square feet is it? How much do you want for it? Go look at it sometimes, not every time, but go look at it and get an idea. Learn about the neighborhood. You'll learn things this neighborhood that I'm in, it has wide streets that are very nice, and it has narrow streets that aren't so desirable. In fact, everybody's cutting a little swath out of the front of their yard and putting in like gravel where a car pulls in there. And today, the property I looked at today, I met the neighbor next door. Nice house, man. Nice. And I said, hey, and he's getting out of his car, and I said, hey, what's up? And he said, hey, how you doing? He goes, what are you thinking about buying? I said, yeah. He said, well, are you going to live here? I said, well, if it's not me, it might be one of my kids. It'll be somebody good, though. And I said, man, you got the nicest house on the street. And we sat there and talked for 20 minutes, and he really does have the nicest house on the street. So, hell, I'm buying the worst house on the street, and it's next to the nicest house on the street. So I'm going to doll this thing up for probably $25,000 maybe, and I think it'll be worth $299. And part of that is because I'm next to such a nice house. So anyways, I'm going to go, guys. I got to check my email and hopefully sign this deal, and, you know, ka-ching, right? So anyways, you guys have a good time, and be sure to share and subscribe, and, you know, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm all ears. So have a good night, and yep, thanks, and thanks for watching. Take care.